Alright, hello and welcome to another Starcraft 2 game. This time between Shin, our little Zergy in the bottom left, and of course, Cure, our Terran in the top left. I do not know this map because I don't play Starcraft. We've got Persephone, that seems to be the map, and then we've got our barracks coming down and our gas starting. Zergson and the Overlord all the way up here. Everything just seems super duper normal. I thought this time we would... I went to a different site to grab replays this time. Because last time it seems like a couple of them weren't working and I don't really know why. Something about the patch or something, it seems. Oh, and we see the first hatchery coming down for the Zerg. Super normal, very early hatch. I also thought I would try to explain a little more for people who are new to StarCraft. I think a huge thing about StarCraft 2, especially with Zerg, is that they're very expansion heavy. Their expansions are actually cheaper, and they release the mechanic for them, which is allows them to create larvae. And they can create larvae very quickly with queens, which they can only make from the hatchery. So Zerg likes to expand a lot. And here we have a little SCV. Looks like a scout. He's even put it on a little patrol path here. Just to maybe see what's coming out, stuff like that. But right now, little Zergy is just making queens. And mining just a little bit of gas so that he can get this early little upgrade here. Ooh. And we got a Reaper coming in here to harass. It's really important to try to keep Zergs like kind of oppressed. Because Zergs will just expand using that mechanic I was talking about. And so Queens, while they inject, they're also incredibly important for defense. And it looks like Kier's just dancing around. Lots of APM. Oh, okay, nice and defensive though, and but secures the path for Shin to get to his little expansion, and Kier scouts it out. Now let's go see what's going on here. Looks like we got a starport coming up, and we got a reactored Hellion. So that means there's going to be a lot of little Hellions coming out, and we've got a tech lab. That's very interesting because that could go either on the factory or on the starport. It's kind of hard to know at this time. I'm sure maybe someone who knows more about Zerg might have something to say about that. Not Zerg, Terran, I mean. But for me, it's kind of just a mystery. It'll depend. And then the Zerg's probably just gonna slowly work up to enough gas for the lair. And in the meantime, just drone and all that. And Terran's just gonna try to keep our little Zergy boy suppressed. And there you go. You see now it's cloak for Banshees, just like we saw in the last game. Now, something interesting is that last game we saw the same thing, except we saw I think it was a little bit slower. Maybe I don't really remember, because the Terran had a CC, so. Oh my god, and you can see these this little harassment force kind of got surrounded there, and they actually lost a little bit of it. Now these guys are super important because they allow you to pressure the Zerg, and you can see exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to kill these drones, trying to keep him a little suppressed. But you can see that Shin has worked up to a nice, healthy 45 SCVs, and it looks like this is the Banshee coming in, trying to come in from a sneaky angle, but Shen with this wonderful Overlord placement actually gets a really nice early scout, but is there. Now it's building now, and the Queens are here to intercept, which is good enough because Cloak isn't ready yet, but it will be in just a second. So here it is, it's ready, but with all that extra warning time, how do you, here we go. with all that extra warning time, the spore crawler's up. Looks like we lost a queen. But I mean, good luck doing too much, you know, with the extra vision there and the amount of time the cloak is going to be out in no time here. So Zergy going for some evolution chambers, Baneling Nest, and another evolution chamber, and extra gas adding on, and then a little Zerg. They're gonna try and break these rocks here, I suppose. Now let's go see. Now we see we've moved into placing these reactors on the Zerg, the Zerg, the Zerg barracks, the Terran barracks, and so that means we're gonna be seeing stim coming out very soon. Lots of Marines, and even some tanks. So far, what I'd say that we've seen is we've seen a Terran that has not been exactly super successful at hurting the Zerg, but they've gotten their third base down, and it's not like you have to hurt the Zerg, but any damage that you can do to them makes it just that much harder for them to build out into their, you know, supreme form where they become the true embodiment of the swarm, right? Which is just kind of tough to deal with. You know what I mean? Ooh, okay. Catching a few of them. Oh, catching a lot of them. That's a nice surround. Very nice. And let's see. It looks like the army. Lots of banelings. I wonder if there's been any tech added on. A little macro hatchery here. And a hydralisk den. That's very cool. So it looks like we're going to probably see lurkers. And here's our first little advancement. But this is, you can see it doesn't have any tanks. I think the tanks are being reserved for any run-bys. 1-1 will finish soon, but good luck dealing with these guys without mutas or anything that hit the air. They can go wherever they want. Zerg doesn't have many great options to deal with these guys. But the Zerg is nice and healthy. Just, you know, you just follow them around, and you can also just kind of see everything because of all the creep spread. Look at this beautiful creep spread. It's just all over the map here if you look down on the little map down here. Oh, and getting an ISOs doesn't matter. The Metamax. So let's go see. So we got, see, you see, we even got some Sim City kind of surrounding this guy. That's pretty cool, and even a couple Hellbats. One of these days, it makes you wonder if we're gonna see anything super interesting. Another command center coming up. Just an army, just lings. I mean, we will definitely see. Oh yeah, little few baneling explosions there. And then this one, clearing that creep, super important. Shouldn't just sort of holding the fort down. Both of them up to 77. Oh, there you go. Just a nice round of workers right there made. 85 workers now. The little worker lead. And Shen's been very comfortable. Has acquired their side of the map. And that's just delightful. Well, it looks like 1-1 for both of them is pretty similar timing, actually. And we're seeing the infestation pit now coming down over here. And so that's going to allow us to go up to Hive whenever that happens. Little, oh, actually, quite a few explosions there. It looked pretty good for the Terran. Just, no matter how many surrounds you get on these guys, actually almost killed them. Can't do much. But this army, now we're finally adding in the Hydralisks, and that's because we're going to want to build those lurkers. They're just a powerful unit. Honestly, lurkers are kind of like out of my wheelhouse. I've seen some crazy play with them, but ooh, banelings coming in. Nice pull away with the SCVs. These tanks here. Look at this Sim City. This is not going to be very easy to break. What is going on here? Oh my! A few dropper lords. Looks like they're full of lings. Yeah, just lings. Just to be a little annoying. Now we can see the swarm. Not swarm. That's what it's called. A few baneling hits. Rushing in here, trying to deny this other base. can't get up here. But if we can just, oh, can't get that base though. That's a lot of loss. Um, Definitely there's economy to make these kinds of exchanges. And Shin goes, no, this kind of needs to happen. We kind of have to kill this base. And I relate. I mean, um, it doesn't feel nice giving away that supply, but look, Shin's supply is still actually higher than Kyr's, and it's just because this economy is nuts. 82. And actually, looks like Shin lost some workers in that whole thing. And Kyr says, well, you just threw away an entire army on my base. This is one of the issues with that kind of strategy is, I kill another one of your armies, how much bank are you really going to have left to truly defend yourself? It's a very serious opportunity to do some very serious damage with this army. But this creep spread is nuts. Like, you can attack from any angle on here, and I mean, it won't be easy because of all these tanks. I mean, this is formidable, right? And here they come. They're attacking, but there will be strong potential for many surrounds. And it looks like this third hatchery is going to go down. There are plenty of hatcheries all across the map to go instead. We even got a little Ling run by here. And, wow, I totally... I must have totally missed this. This is so bad. Look how bad that looks. Looks like the workers just got pulled away because there's still the same amount of workers. So it looks like there was some burrow shenanigans. And then these Lings ran in over here, forcing the lift off. And then just slowly parading and scanning our way forward here. The real question is going to come down to, is Shen's army able to handle this thing? And I'm not sure exactly what Shen is waiting for, maybe just extra bank. But I feel like earlier might have been good, but maybe the army wasn't quite there. I wasn't paying a ton of attention. I do wonder if there's any lurkers in this army, but I feel like wouldn't have really had the opportunity. And here we go. We see a little nice push forward. Not a lot of creep having to go off of it, but that's a lot of banelings. And that's a lot of tanks. That is very rough. Terran army, in my opinion, coming out ahead there. This is going to be very hard for the Zerg. They're holding in this corner. Those tanks are sieging up. Look how many queens there are. But I think this is just too much. Look how many tanks survive. The massive spread of the Terran just really making this happen. But there is a rally. There's a lot of rally and a lot of minerals in the bank. But this is just so much. This is just, how are you going to handle this? And that's the hive being ended. I mean, really, you just get to safety now, I think. Right in the middle of the Zerg base. It's basically the throat of the Zerg base at the intersection of all these bases. So it's so hard to really put together an entire force anymore because they're all rallied into the center here, into these siege tanks. And there you go. Shin surrenders, gives it to Kyr, and that's the game. It was a great game. Super impressive force. It's really one of the... I mean, we really had to see, like, I think higher tech from the Zerg, and also I think that it was maybe a little bit dubious, the trade um, onto the planetary is just not quite, it just puts you into a tough spot. And I think, maybe that's where, like, if we had someone who was uh, playing exceptionally well, we might have seen something different, like you always see with Serral games. The Zerglings are really getting in there and doing lots and lots and lots of damage, uh, and we just don't really see that. We sort of just see the Terran army taking that opportunity and rolling right over the Zerg, and it's super unfortunate. Not to take away from the ability of any of these players, they're amazing, very talented. Um, and these are all the suppositions of a player who does not even play the game anymore. I haven't played the game in like 10 years, but I'm having fun. Great game, super cool. You see the strength of the Terran, and that's it. Have a great one, guys.